Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gotham City, the one place in fiction where you can be a perfectly normal person at 2 p.m. and then at 2:15 p.m. you're dodging a bank robbery, a clown full of lunatics, and a police helicopter that may or may not be corrupt. Now, Gotham isn't a can you fight type of city, it's a can you survive the absolute buffoonery that goes on in this city. It's full of chaos, mobsters, and random supervillains that come down to give Batman a run for his money. But the worst part is, you never actually know which night is going to be a normal night and which night is going to turn into a citywide nightmare because someone escaped Arkham Asylum again. So today we're doing a simple challenge. I'm going to be dropping these characters into Gotham with one goal: to simply survive just 1 week. If you make it to day 8 without getting killed, arrested, or basically mentally snapped in half, and boom, you win. Now the tiers are very simple. We have survives the entire week, most likely to survive, might not survive at all, and then, well, they're just completely cooked. So coming in first, we have Negan from The Walking Dead. Negan is one of those guys where if you drop him into Gotham, he's surviving off of personality first and violence second, because let's be real, Negan doesn't just hide. Negan is basically programmed to recruit people, really any people that he sees. And this guy's ego is so huge, when he walks into a room, he starts talking like he owns the place, and within 10 minutes, he's either making friends or he's, making enemies. And in a normal apocalyptic setting, that works because fear is currency, and Negan knows exactly how to spend it. Now, I guess you could say Gotham is ran by fear too. That's basically what Batman feeds off of, but Negan isn't Batman, and no criminal is going to give him the same respect that they give Batman, so yeah. And also the biggest problem for Negan is he's the type of dude who can't resist turning a situation into a power play. He's not gonna sit quietly for 7 days like, yeah, let me just play this safe. I don't think his ego would allow him to. He's gonna see a crew robbing someone, step in, then make a speech, and suddenly he's on everybody's radar. Now, if Negan actually locks in and plays smart, he can survive the week because he is street smart and he understands intimidation better than almost anyone. But Negan always has the tendency to want more. So honestly, he might not survive. I won't put him in completely cooked because he does have a brain in his head and he knows what to do in tough situations, but I think his ego will definitely get the better of him and he probably lasts maybe 4 days, I don't know. Next we have Ghostface. Now I'm not gonna lie, Ghostface is completely cooked because Ghostface is a slasher built for suburban horror rules. Like, this is the type of guy who only goes for isolated victims, and while there are some isolated victims in Gotham, there's not a whole lot. And if it's Ghostface, you know that he's going to eventually kill. Like, this guy's not playing it smart whatsoever. Like, imagine walking around Gotham and you see a guy in a Ghostface costume. Bro, I think the first person that sees you, the first person that's, a thug sees you doing that, walking around with a knife and, this huge black cloak, I feel like you are going to get either robbed or gunned down on sight because you kind of do look like a threat, and in Gotham, people take out threats. Or if you try to do a Ghostface phone call in Gotham, the person is 100% going to hang up the phone in your face, or they just simply won't answer unknown numbers because that's literally Gotham Survival 101. So yeah, Ghostface completely cooked. Next we have Anton Chigurh. Now this one is weird because Anton is basically death with a terrible haircut, and it does suck really bad. So in a normal city like the one in his movie, if Anton decides you're dying, you're obviously going to die, but Gotham has way too many random variables for that to happen. Too many people who don't fear death, and too many criminals who are already expecting violence. Anton survives if he treats Gotham like a job, like if he comes in, does what he has to do, and then leaves. He dies if he gets stubborn and starts playing his little moral coin toss game with the wrong person, because Gotham is full of people who will look at the coin flip and laugh in his face. Then they'll just shoot Anton in the face for telling them, now you have to die. Like, seriously, if you say that to anyone in Gotham, they probably will just pull a gun or pull a knife or do something completely unhinged in broad daylight just because, they have nothing else to lose. So yeah, rule 1 is never decide someone's fate in Gotham. But I wouldn't say he's completely cooked. I would put him below Negan. And next we have Dexter Morgan. Now, Dexter is very likely to survive a week in Gotham because he's been living a double life his whole adult life. Dexter knows how to blend in and he knows how to look harmless. And honestly, looking harmless can basically make you a victim in Gotham, if we're being honest, but he's harmless when he needs to be harmless. Gotham is dangerous, but it's also numb, so crime is basically normal there. People mind their business, and that actually kind of would help Dexter out. He could get like a normal job, rent a normal apartment, and nobody would really look twice in his way at all. The reason Dexter isn't guaranteed, in my opinion, is because Gotham has something Miami doesn't. Gotham has monsters that hunt monsters, and in Dexter's show, he is the one who hunts the monsters. So how good would Dexter do if the roles were reversed? Because if Dexter slips up, if he decides he wants to start hunting in Gotham, he's not hunting random killers who think they're smart. He's hunting in a city where you might grab the wrong person, and suddenly your target has ties to a gang, or you just killed a supervillain's henchman. Maybe. Now Dexter can survive the city easily. The question is, can he survive his own urge to, quote unquote, fix Gotham? If he keeps it low key, he will make it, but if he tries to become Gotham's Bay Harbor Butcher, he is going to start playing with fire. And because of that, I feel like he is the most likely to survive. At the end of the day, Dexter always has to fulfill his dark passenger, and in Gotham, there are so many killers, and Dexter's gonna be like, wait. Basically, Gotham would be Christmas Day for Dexter. There's so many killers, he just needs to go out there, and if he needs to go out there, he will get caught one way or the other. Next, we have Agent 47. Now, Agent can probably put up a fight with almost all of the enemies that are in Gotham. At the end of the day, this is a genetically enhanced assassin, but it's not just can you beat everyone, it's can you survive. And Agent is also really good at surviving. He's the type of dude who could just walk into Gotham as a waiter on Monday, a security guard on Tuesday, and then a random office worker on Wednesday, and nobody would ever connect the dots. People survive in Gotham by being invisible, and Agent 47 is the most invisible person on this list. Like, Gotham punishes people who will stand out, and 47 is built to never stand out. He's built to be an assassin. So yes, Agent 47 will survive a week in Gotham, no doubt in my mind whatsoever. And next we have the Trinity Killer. And I know some people might argue this, but I am going to stand on business when I say this. Trinity Killer is 100% cooked in Gotham because his whole method relies on routine and long-term control. Arthur Mitchell is not a one-night killer. He survives when he has time, privacy, and normalcy, and Gotham is the opposite of normalcy. The city disrupts patterns and it disrupts routines, and the second you start building a multi-step cycle in Gotham, you start attracting attention from people who live to solve puzzles. Now, Trinity also isn't built for a world where he might get confronted by someone worse than him on day 3. Gotham has predators who don't really care about your careful ritual at all. They'll just stab you and then you're dead. Gotham has people who will interrupt you mid-plan and ruin your entire cycle. Trinity is terrifying in quiet suburbs, but Gotham is not a quiet suburb at all. So honestly, I guess you could argue that he might not survive, but I'm just gonna say he's completely cooked, and I would even put him under Ghostface. Actually, I'll give him some respect. We'll put him over Ghostface. Next, we have Hannibal Lecter. And this one is hilarious because Hannibal survives Gotham without even needing to throw a punch. Now, Gotham is full of broken people, corrupt cops, traumatized villains, and vigilantes who think violence is therapy. Now, Hannibal would eat in Gotham, and I don't even mean this as a joke. He would walk into the right circles, smile, say the right things, and within 2 days, he has people protecting him, covering for him, inviting him places, and even vouching for him. Hannibal survives because he makes people feel safe, and Gotham is a city full of people who are starving for that. The only way I see Hannibal not surviving is if he gets bored and starts doing his little art projects too openly. But if Hannibal plays it quiet, he is really good because he's basically a parasite in a suit. Gotham wouldn't even realize he's a threat until it's too late. So yes, Hannibal Lecter will survive the week. Next, we have Leatherface. Now, Leatherface is cooked for an even simpler reason, is that Leatherface isn't built for highly populated areas. He survives in the middle of nowhere where nobody can hear you scream, and Gotham, you really can't hide a chainsaw at all. You can't even casually roam around wearing a mask made of skin without someone calling the cops, and even if the cops don't show up, somebody else will. Like, Leatherface is kind of like Ghostface in this situation. The moment Leatherface walks out in Gotham with his chainsaw cocked back and his face skin wearing mask, Batman will be there to throw him in Arkham Asylum in under 10 minutes, no doubt, 100%. I would even put him under Ghostface, literally. Next we have Gus Fring. Now Gus could absolutely survive Gotham as a person, but building power there is another story. It already has gangs and mob families that have been embedded in the city for decades. Gus is the type of guy who could try to climb the ladder in the right way. Legit business front, donations, community image, slowly gaining influence. That works in most cities. In Gotham, that doesn't really work. Now, Gus survives if he plays slow and respects the ecosystem, which I feel like he would. Like, Gus Fring really isn't dumb at all. He really plays it really smart. Like in Better Call Saul, he plays it flawlessly. He killed Lalo Salamanca. Well, I guess you couldn't say he played it flawlessly, but you know, he still knows his way around mobsters and gang members and all that. So Gus Fring is most likely to survive. I'll give him that. And last but not least, we have John Wick. Now, honestly, I really don't even have to say anything about this. Like, John Wick at the end of the day is basically just Agent 47 without being an enhanced, well, I guess you could say John Wick is an enhanced assassin. Well, not technically by definition, he's not enhanced, but I mean, like, he damn near is on his way to being enhanced, even though he by definition technically isn't. And now the real question for you is this: if you had to survive 1 week in Gotham, which one of these characters are you picking as your bodyguard, and which one are you praying you don't run into at night? So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and let me know if I should make a part 2.